Hey guys, as summer's coming to an end, the weather is still pretty nice where I live, but it's also transitioning to fall, and fall is my favorite time for makeup, but I wanted to keep this makeup tutorial appropriate for summer, but also the colors going into fall so that you have something to transition into the seasons with. This makeup tutorial will focus on mainly keeping the eyeshadow and skin fairly light and not applying too many products, but also sticking with the color scheme of fall with nice oranges and browns and things like that. Today I decided to use my Dior Skin Airflash foundation, and I'm really liking how natural this looks on the skin, and it's very buildable. So I applied one layer first to my skin and then went back and applied another layer for a little bit more coverage, and I really like the effect that it gives. It doesn't get cakey and it always looks natural. You can't go wrong with this stuff, though it is rather expensive. The shade 300 ended up being a decent match, but it's not perfect by any means. I find it is still a little too pink on my skin, so I'm probably going to try number 301 next time if I do happen to buy this, but this is how it looks on the skin, and I really like how glowy and fresh it does look. And now I'm just going to fill in my brows, and I'm using my favorite brow product at the moment, which is the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and I have the shade Brunette, and I just use that to outline my brows, and then I go back in with a MAC 266 angled brush and just push the product around to make it a little bit more natural at the front of my brow so it doesn't look so drawn on. And once everything's filled in, I just go back in with the spoolie side of the pencil and then go in with my Anastasia clear brow gel to set my brows. Now apply a base to your eyelids. I'm using MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I like using paint pots when I do more natural daytime looks because it covers up the veining in my eyes, and you can tell that I do have quite a bit of veining, and it just makes for a nice even base for me to apply my lighter color eyeshadows on top, especially if I'm not using too much makeup. And I forgot to film this section, but I was just putting in MAC Rule in the crease, and then I was deepening up the outer corner with MAC Red Brick and just popping that in the outer corner and lightly dusting it in there just to deepen up that corner and add some depth and dimension to the eye. If you prefer the look to be a bit darker, just go back in with that red brick color and add a little bit more to the outer corner. As for the lid shade, I decided to use this Extra Dimension Skinfinish in Whisper of Gilt, which is made for the skin, but I'm using it as an eyeshadow. And I just love the foiled effect that this gives on the lid, and just the color is so perfect. When applying my lid shade, I lost some of the intensity, so I'm just going back in with MAC Rule and just blending that into my crease. Today I decided to skip my usual winged black eyeliner and go for a much more natural brown liner that is tight lined in my upper waterline instead. Now for mascara, I like to prime my lashes as always with my DiorShow Lash Maximizer, and now I'm going in with Maybelline's The Rocket Mascara in black and just adding a couple coats to my lashes. If you're not into false lashes, you can skip this step and just keep the mascara, but I decided to use my MAC 36 lashes, which are one of my favorite lashes by MAC, and they're a mixture of brown and black hairs, and they're just really super natural. I wore these on my wedding day, and I will continue to buy these because I love them so much, and they just remind me of my wedding day. So just applying those to my lash line as close as I can, and now I'm going to work on my face. And the first step I'm going to do is my MAC Prep and Prime and Light Boost. And I pretty much skipped concealer. I just went for a brightening effect under my eye, and usually I add concealer on top of this to correct the color, but I needed more yellow in my skin tone, so it worked out as a perfect under eye concealer for myself. Again, you can stop there, but I just wanted to balance out the color on top by adding some of the Rule and Red Brick to the bottom, and now I'm also adding a brown mascara to keep it nice and natural to my lower lashes. Typically, I would have just left it off at how it was before, but I wanted to apply a little bit more smokiness to my eyes and just add something extra that I don't usually do. So I applied that MAC Teddy Eye Kohl to my lower waterline, and now I'm taking my favorite translucent powder at the moment, which is by NARS. It's their Crystal Light Reflecting Powder, and just sweeping this across my face, and I find it really gives a nice finish to my foundation, plus keeps the shine at bay, but also doesn't make my skin look dry, which it is dry. So it's like the perfect combination in a powder. I just love it. I can't explain it. It works for my skin. I'm in love. And now I'm taking MAC Lip Pencil in Synch. I said I would show you how to use this in a tutorial, and it's rather light, but I'm just going to apply this lipstick in Babette on top for a nice neutral look. My lipstick cracked in the tube, so I was really upset about that, but it gave me an idea for another video, so I'll show you how to fix that. Now I'm just putting it on my lips and applying a gloss on top, which is MAC Dazzle Glass in Baby Sparks, just to give it a bit more sheen and make me not look so dead. Probably one of my favorite things to do is to contour, because I find it really accentuates my facial features. So I'm just taking the NARS Laguna bronzer and putting that in the hollows of my cheeks, and I'm also going to be dragging this along my temples and forehead. Also in love with this Stila highlighting duo in Kitten, and I'm just taking that tan shade and applying it to my cheekbones and kind of brushing it along my cheeks as well to give them a little bit of a glow on top of that bronzer. And to set everything, I'm using my Urban Decay setting spray and Chill. I have to watch not to say all-nighter because that's what I used before, but now I'm in love with this stuff. So this is the finished look. It's really natural, nice and orange and red based, brings out green eyes, and just looks really nice for summer or into fall, and I think it's just perfect for your everyday neutral look. And just showing off some of my rings and my accessories. Watches Geneva, it's a Forever 21 brand, or you can get it other places, I know, but that's where I got it. And this necklace is just a white chain with a skull clasp, and it's from Topshop. Earrings are Forever 21, they're just studs, my typical pearls, and that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you guys in my next video.